All right, it is a wonderful day. We're down here in Laguna Beach. Check out that beautiful coastline. And today we are riding the Moto Morini Calibro 700. It's their new cruiser, just came on market, 2025 model. Now we're gonna jump on the bike here in a minute. I'll tell you more about it. But you might be wondering, who's this bike for? Well, it's really for anybody. The 700cc motor is great if you're a new rider. It doesn't have a lot of explosive power. It's got a very linear power band. If you're a shorter rider, the low seat height is fantastic. If you're a female rider, it's a great bike, easy to handle, and so on. So let's jump on the bike, tell you more about it. Okay, so let's talk about how the bike feels. And this thing is comfortable, man. I do like the forward controls. Handlebars are good. They're not some weird funky bend like you get on a Harley Davidson. The seat feels really good. Not too soft, not too hard. Right there in the middle. It's in a good position. The bike does feel solid. You'd think at this price point it would look cheap and feel cheap and vibrate and hum. It doesn't, man. It's just a solid machine. I will say the bike is smooth. It's nimble. It's flickable. You just point it, shoot it. I do like the 693cc engine. I did a test on the Moto Morini 650 adventure bike, and this being a 693/700, it's definitely got more punch. You know what I mean? Got great torque. You want to get by somebody, just get on it and it just goes. It's got plenty of power to have a good time. Shake Shack, the place is famous. See the line of people trying to get in there. All right, let's talk about the brakes starting now. Woohoo! Dude, the brakes on this bike are phenomenal. They work way better than what you will ever need. Trust me. I mean, very responsive. Ooh, getting a little tight. They're nothing fancy. You got a single disc in the front. That's not huge. Twin piston calipers, but somehow they got these bad boys working good. Full shot. Now the bike is fairly low to the ground. That's just the way these cruiser bikes are. And with that being said, that means the foot pegs are closer to the ground. I did some twisties on the way here, and you can drag the foot peg pretty easy, but I'm pretty aggro in the corners, so you may not have any trouble. All right, there it is. California coastline, just shy of Laguna Beach. So nice. Now, when I think about a cruiser, I don't really think about the suspension travel, but if you are one of those guys, you get 4.7 inches in the front and 4.0 inches in the back. I do like that this bike has 2 shocks in the back. I think it's just a style thing on cruisers. You can slap on a cool set of shocks back there and improve your ride. Like the Kawasaki, what is that called? It's got like a single monoshock. I'm not really a fan of that on a cruiser bike anyways. I do like this analog gauge here. It's kind of got that old school, the round old school look, combined with, small digital area, this whole digital area here. But I will say the digital area is a bit dark. I don't know how it looks at night, but right now it's about twice as dark as it should be. But overall, very cool. Now, what I like about this bike over like the Honda Rebel is it's got like this bikini fairing in the front, like a mini windscreen right here. It doesn't really blow a lot of wind off you, but for style points, spot on. Got these old school like round mirrors. I think they're good for a cruiser bike. I personally would probably go with something else, but they work. Now the blinker hand controls do bug me. I do like having the left and right blinker, actuator just on your left thumb. They did kind of like a Harley, and the right blinkers on the right side, left blinkers on the left side. I'm not a fan of having to pull my thumb, you know, to do my right blinker, I have to lift my thumb and do that, and it's not comfortable, dude. I don't dig it, but it's not a huge deal breaker. Check out these levers. The levers are nice and wide, kind of Harley-esque. Feel really good in your fingers. I like how Moto Morini does all these cool accent logos here and there, their icon. There's a little one there. They really pay attention to the details on their bikes. All of them have that. Now, I know a lot of you guys that ride cruiser bikes and adventure bikes, you like the big gas tank, and I think this gas tank's bigger than most. 3.9 gallons. There's some more beach action. Bunch of good looking Californians. What'd you guys think of those girls that came and stood around the bike down on the beach back there? I'm sitting there shooting B-roll, and they, you know, I'm like, I need to get some girls in my shots, but I don't want to look like a perv. And they just walked up into my shot and just stood there, probably knowing like, yeah, let's get our butt on YouTube. I'm like, cool, let's do it. Sitting on the bike, I'm used to tall adventure bikes, and dude, it's so nice to have a low seat on this thing. I mean, I'm 5'10", like a 32 inch inseam, and I'm flat-footed, and my knees are bent a little bit. So when you come up to stop signs, total confidence. If you're you know, a girl rider or a smaller rider, you're gonna dig the configuration on this bike. Get a little closer, but could you get any closer? I'll smack you with that stick. Go time. Alright, another thing about the style of this bike is I really like the big beefy front tire. Just looks mean and angry and doesn't affect the handling at all. I don't know, it might have improved the handling for all I know. If you're wondering about the wheel sizes, you got an 18-inch in the front, 16-inch in the back, tubeless mags. Bike weighs 443 wet. Now, unlike most bikes, this bike has a belt drive. And you might be thinking, all right, what's the big deal about a belt drive? But on a bike that with only this much power, with high-powered bikes, you need to have a chain. A belt just can't hang with all that power, horsepower, and torque. But what's cool about a belt drive? Oh, God, look at this traffic. What's cool about a belt drive is it's smoother. It's lower maintenance. You're not lubing it. You're not getting chain lube flung everywhere. You got to clean. Dirt ain't sticking to it like chain lube. You do have to adjust it. You can't just, you know, never adjust it. They do stretch a little bit, but probably less than a chain. All right, so the belt on this thing, it's not just some cheap piece of junk that's gonna break after a while. It's called a Gates Carbon, and you know, if you've heard of Gates, or you know, premium brand. So what's great about Moto Morini is they managed to get premium components on their bikes without raking you over the coals in your pocketbook. California lane splitting, baby. Let's talk about the motor some more. So 68 horsepower, and it feels good, man. It's like I said, it's got plenty of pep. I usually ride 1000s. Jeez Louise. And you know, so I'm kind of hard to please when it comes to power, but I like this thing. It's fun. Torque is 50.2 foot-pounds. What is with all the traffic? This is why it's hard to film down at the beach. Hear that on the throttle? The throttle has these little cracks and pops, which I think is kind of cool. Gives the bike a little more character. So don't forget, what's coming up is I'm going to show you guys a comparison chart between this bike, the Honda Rebel, the Kawasaki Vulcan, is it called, and the Yamaha Bolt. And this thing just blows them all away. I mean, it's surprising, but the feel of this bike, it's good, man. It's like I said, it's solid. It doesn't vibrate. The mirrors don't even vibrate, and that's a good sign. Let's pop in over here. Cops don't dig it when you do this down here, so I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Oh, I almost forgot, the lighting on this thing is LED. You got this cool ring on the front, and the blinkers are LED, the taillight's LED, so, you know, all these little things add up. And the thing is, I know Moto Morini is a new brand. A lot of people are scared of a new brand, and but hey, they throw on a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty, and that's kind of like 3 years. Shit, that's, nobody's doing that. All the competition in this category at least are doing 1 year, so 3 years. It's pretty reassuring. Trust in Moto Morini. The first valve check, 25,900 miles. Who else can say that? Nobody. Now this motor, it's the same 650 engine that's in their other models, and that was also the design was purchased from Kawasaki. It's been around for like over a decade and proven to be reliable and smooth and all that good stuff. So that's what this motor is. It's just got a longer stroke, I believe, to bring up the 693 cc's. Maybe it's got a bigger piston. I don't know. You think it'd have to, right? Dude, I don't know if I can keep vlogging in this traffic. This is redonk. You guys are gonna get bored to death. I'm just trying to get back to work. Now, what's cool about the Moto Morini Calibro is they're coming out with a bagger version of this. It looks similar to a Street Glide. It's got like a Street Glide front fairing on it, little windscreen, bags on the back that are really low profile. So that bike's gonna be a big hit, I got a feeling. So if you want something like this, and you want a little more wind control, and you want the convenience of hauling personal items, check out the Calibro 700 bagger. It's on their website now. At this moment, they're not coming out for about another month. Right now it's late August. So check out the bagger, man, if that's what you're into. It comes in black, and it's a good version. So this is the metallic red Calibro. There's also a metallic gray. It's more of a silver, but they call it gray. So you got two color versions if you're not into the red scene. Now, pardon my ignorance, but this bike has a slipper clutch, and I don't exactly know what it does. So I've never had a bike with a slipper clutch before, and I should have read up on it before I did, but I had so many other things on my mind I forgot, and so I'll tell you about it right here in the video. But hey, once again, a low-cost bike with a slipper clutch. Just the features just keep on coming. So you're probably wondering, what is a bike like this gonna cost? And hang on to your horses, because you're looking at $59.99 MSRP. $5,999. It's crazy, man. Now, if you want the bagger version, you're looking at let's see, $67.99. Another great deal. So if you're a new rider just starting out, fantastic buy. The power is not going to scare you. It's linear. It's not going to just take off without you. It's a great learner bike. If you're a shorter rider, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the bike is nice and low. It's easy to manage. If you're a seasoned rider, I gotta get over it. If you're a seasoned rider, it's a great purchase. Because, you know, let's say you want a cruiser, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money. Boom. I mean, it's good. And then just in my head right now, I'm thinking about accessories for this bike. And from Moto Morini, you know, what's cool about this bike is it comes with the passenger seat, and some of those other cruisers do not. I know the Rebel doesn't. And Moto Morini also offers a passenger backrest with like a little rack on the back of that. You can put like a little case of soda back there or something. So let's compare the Calibro 700 to three of the top movers in the cruiser segment. You've got the Honda Rebel, the Kawasaki Vulcan, and the Yamaha Bolt. Now you might be wondering, why compare the Calibro 700 to a Honda Rebel 500? Well, the Calibro 700 is cheaper. So you get a 700 over a 500 for less. You can see some of the performance numbers that are better. You got more horsepower, you got belt drive, you got bigger brakes, and so on. So let's go down to the Kawasaki Vulcan. Once again, more horsepower. And then you will look over and look how much cheaper it is. $59.99 versus $78.99. Look at some of the other numbers, more impressive. Then you go down to the Yamaha Bolt. And once again, this bike is a 942, and it's only got 65 horsepower versus the Calibro's 68 horsepower. So you get more horsepower out of the Calibro on a smaller CC bike. The Yamaha's 8899, the Calibro 700 is 5999. So look how much cheaper you get the Calibro for more power, better performance. So a bit of an eye opener there. Leave it to Moto Morini to once again produce a great performing machine at a great price. Anyways guys, this review is getting super long. I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna hit some high speeds here. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out Moto Morini at motomorinIusa.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.